not just IAS, but if you are in any position of success or power, you also have a responsibility to help other people achieve similar things or even better than you. Thank you so much for Mygov Manipur for giving me this opportunity to interact and to speak a little bit about myself and my journey. I come from Manipur, a beautiful small town in Northeast India. I grew up with a loving family. They have always supported me since I was a child, and they let me play, and they always encouraged me to read a lot. As a child, I used to love reading so much that my parents were worried because I used to take a book with me everywhere, whether it was social functions or even, anywhere shopping I used to take. So at some point they told me that you have to socialize with people also. So I'd come from a very supportive family. I remember running wild in fields and playgrounds, injuring myself, bruising myself. But I think it's all a learning process. I feel a lot of children and kids nowadays, they do not enjoy the outdoors. So for me, it was an amazing experience, socializing with other kids, socializing with adults, and I learned so much from them. I also learned what I don't want to be when I grow up as well. So I had a very wonderful childhood. Then I went to a boarding school in Dehradun, Wellam Girls School, and it was also a very wonderful experience for me. Initially, being away from home was a bit difficult. Habidi yumdagi mapan tholakpa habse angang oiringai bnina kitang ahamadadi pakhallame addaidi it became something which enabled me to be more than what I was used to. Ais angang oiringai dadi kitang solakpa haitare kitang ko weak kitang oye na khanjaba, but the kind of sports activity, extracurricular activities, trekking, which I did in my growing up years, in my adolescence, it gave me the idea that I can do much more than what I thought possible. And that has been, I think, the journey of my life can be encapsulated in those words that I am capable of doing much more than what society tells me and what even I tell myself. Adugi, I want to say this to a lot of young people also. Akoigi Manipur gi angang singda akoigi mayamnadi nang say si katang doctor katang tamo or IAS katang tamo or school da nang fail was yark payai ko nang kahtar mistakes. You will make mistakes, you will face failures, but you have to keep overcoming it, habdo. So anything nang the life ki experience, whatever life throws at you, learn from it. Have nang soirasu la lasu adudagi, you can always overcome and you can always become better. So my journey of my life has been that aina son basu yawe, aina soy basu yawe, aina ngamakta basu yawe, but every time I think next time I'll do better. I will meet more people, I'll do more things. Limitless nasagi boundaries se. It should never end. It should never end. So very frankly, my biggest ambition as a kid, I wanted superpowers. And then when I woke up, when I became older, I realized I was not getting any superpowers or magical powers to save the world. So I realized the next best way was to join the administrative service. So the thing which drew me towards the administrative service was that I felt it gave me a platform to interact with people and to actually make a difference in their lives on a day-to-day basis. I can help them resolve disputes. I can help them get whatever schemes which are meant for them, for the underprivileged, for the marginalized communities. And especially, aina nupi oina horakpagi su aina ko nupi ki awabasu isamakta thengnadragasu wari myam tabada akhoi relatives ki wari akhoi gi laikai gi wari da tabada nupi phubi raga paisa laitamnina adum abusive relationship ta adum leiba adudagi ima ibengi macha pharaktabagi wari macha na thina tobibe mayum tanthokpi bagi wari myam se tarakpani aina whatever way aina kentang where akanda mo isu help toning ba and in a substantial way have the ngaktangi paisa khatang pi bai nataba but magi life to my masagi skill nupi haiba amagi magi skill magi capabilities magi potential myam se hujikan di khoi ki government of India ki su scheme myam laire khoi Manipur government ki su scheme myam laire si myam se implement to base yam pazana implement to halaga akhoi ki marginalized communities myam akhoi ki underprivileged myam se help toning bagi su aina sigi line da that's why I started preparing for UPSC. And it has been a very strange journey because I never took coaching also, and I studied mainly on my own. I did a lot of research on the internet, and even when I was studying for this exam, I felt that even if I don't pass, I feel I learned so much. And whatever I learned, I felt that in any other capacity also, even if I do not get through this exam, I will do something with my life, with whatever I've learned. And this is also another thing which I want to tell everyone, that there's no one way of doing the right thing. The civil services, the pangraga, so you can become something else. You can become a social activist. You can become any other field. Maybe in agriculture, you join in a department. You start a website. You can do YouTubing. There's so many opportunities which has been offered to the youth of today, and each one of us can make a difference in our own way. So civil services katangi nataba na you can make a difference in any way, in any capacity, angang ore ahan ore, and never lose the chance to learn, never lose this that fire within you to learn more and to help people. I think the first way, like akhoi chief minister na go to village kind of taugiba, that is one of a very good initiative in a khale, because a lot of officers, we go to our office and we live in a very limited kind of atmosphere where we do not get to actually see what happens in the ground. And I was privileged. I've been working for I think just 6 months on the ground, but whenever I got an opportunity, I went to the field and I interacted with many people, and I think you can actually have an idea of schemes. In the office, in paper it looks like, okay, this scheme did not happen due to certain reasons. But when you actually go on the ground, you realize there are certain roadblocks. Maybe it's because the community mobilization is not taking place. Maybe the kind of awareness is not being spread properly. So I actually took an initiative so one of the problems I encountered was, in a lot of census data, people were not giving correct information, or those officials who were going on the ground to get these things filled, they were not doing it properly. So I actually went for a lot of gram sabhas which were taking place, and I just told everyone that yumda lagiba khoi yumda sumi lagpase pakhat poi kai boy yumda either you don't let them come inside the house, have the asmoi je paisa ni balakpani or this lakpani haraga changhandab su yawe ko aduga changhala akan su khoi maitai di kitang su ka hatara khoi gi pride ama laibani na khoi kitang chauthok chabani na yumda electricity laibra adagi toilet laibra lay na su haiba dum yawe ba ko laita bakan su adu ko na this scheme lakpakanda these people are not included in the scheme because they have given false information or kentang pairing turing isan grabnina, then actually beneficiary gi list the yaurok treva, and then it becomes a problem later on. So I think a lot of our effort needs to go into awareness programs, and that can happen when we mobilize the communities to actually feel that these schemes are also theirs and not just the government. So I think people need to take initiative. I hope a lot of youth organizations, I think in some places, they have played a very important role in bridging the gap between the government and the public. So I think this can be something which can be explored in all parts of Manipur, so that the schemes actually reach the people who it is intended for. So my strategy for the civil services exam is that I actually did not have a strategy, but I used to look at the syllabus, and for me I felt, because the civil service examination is so vast, I mean the syllabus is actually everything under the sun. There's no such thing as something which is out of topic. They can ask anything, and it's actually not possible to know about the history of every single country in the world. But even if it comes, you cannot say that this was not a part of syllabus. So it was quite challenging that way. But I realized that if you actually study according to what is given in the syllabus, and there are certain basic books which you can study, and I feel that if your foundation till class 10th and 12th is quite secure, then light pa base kashu yamna waba nate, because foundation dagi loin lakpaneba. Adugi first thing which everyone will tell you is that you start with NCERT books. Class 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are the foundation of your civil services preparation, be it geography, be it history, be it political science. So once you get a hang of these class 9, 10, 11, 12 NCERT books, then you move on to slightly more complex books, basic books like Lakshmikant, Polity. So there are certain basic books which is available everywhere, and it can be found on the internet. I did everything on a hit and trial basis. I'm not recommending my strategy to everyone. I think mayamgi style of preparations adugi aingonda yae haiba potse it might not work with you. And a lot of times I read so we get obsessed with toppers ki strategy myam se loina maonda yare na aingonda yaba kasu leite. It's good to know every other strategy though. The moi myam se mix taraga aingonda kari hena khwaidi suitable oge kari hena khwaidagi chana ge haiba se adum khangakpaneba. So that's what I did. I actually read a lot of blogs from toppers. I read about their books which they studied, how they studied, what kind of questions they solved. So that's what I did. I did a lot of mixed strategy. Then I tried to apply it to myself. Also, I have certain interest areas based on what I've studied in my graduation and post-graduation. So I studied history as well as international relations. So for me, these were my strong subjects, and slightly weaker subjects might have been science and technology and math. I mean, I was good at maths, it's just that I had left it for a long time. So I had to actually start preparing again. And in the end, it turned out that it was so much fun. I actually enjoyed solving the CSAT papers. And then I realized the difficult ones is actually the GS paper, because there's no way you can know for sure if this is the right answer, because it's very confusing. So what I want to tell people is you study according to your syllabus and study thoroughly, like revise a lot of times. So I remember reading Lakshmikant's Polity once, twice, thrice. Maybe I probably read it 10 times. But even then I realized this, every time I start reading again, there's always something new. So adugi revise to base yamna important oe. Books ay yamna padraga su nang na pare ba every subject ke book amma ani pavdo hanjan na revise to ba ma changi, and mock papers solve to ba am changi, and you have to time yourself, because UPSC, I know a lot of people like ti am haiba ko aduga ibasu yam khang adusu timing do cha dabida late tawbanina man ining bodo loisanhaudabagi. A lot of people suffered because of that. Adugi nangna practice papers me amda tawba kansida, you also need to check the time, because time value yam important oy UPSC da. I also made a mistake. I give first paper I in a handwriting I did not actually finish one or two questions. But then I realized I first paper to mistake I did not make the same mistake in the rest of the papers. Those who are giving the exam, those who are aspiring to give the exam, practice am tobiyu aduga time yenga su tobiyo na mayam haizani. Being an IAS, I think it's a very humbling experience also, because it makes you realize how responsible you have to be in this position. I don't take it lightly, and I hope nobody also takes it lightly, because I also believe that this is not a very big thing as well, because this is how I start my life in my career. And this is just the beginning. This is not the end of my achievements. My achievements will come actually when I will actually make a difference in other people's lives, and when I can inspire maybe even one more person to do something with their lives. I feel that not just IAS, but if you are in any position of success or power, you also have a responsibility to help other people achieve similar things or even better than you. So I do not take my being in IAS lightly, but at the same time, I realized that it's also a very great platform to reach out to a lot of people. People actually listen to you, and people who are much older than me. Initially, just maybe a few months before I became an IAS, probably they dismiss what I said as, angang machan, angang mani, madi yam khangponate. They say all those things, but the moment I became an IAS, they listen to what I say. I've been saying the same thing since I was very young, but the moment I became an IAS, they started taking me very seriously and what I say quite seriously. So I do not take it lightly. I realize how important this platform is when it comes to actually speaking your voice. And what I say, I also try to think before what I say, because it actually has a weight and carries a weight and actually makes a difference to so many people's lives. My attitude, what I felt initially is that I want to be myself. I don't want to pretend to be someone else in the interview. And I think that goes for everyone, because they have a team of 5-6 people, very experienced people in administration who are professors in psychology. So if you're pretending to be someone you're not, I think they can easily recognize that you are actually putting up a false persona just for the interview. So I think the best way is to be yourself. You need to know your roots properly, because they don't want to test your intelligence anymore. They just want to see your personality. They want to see what kind of a character you have. So I think it's very important to actually be connected to your roots, to your family, to where you come from. So a lot of the interview questions was directed towards Manipur. They asked me about its history and culture, and they asked me about my parents, about my family. They asked me about my schooling, college. So I think they really want to have a sense of how your journey has been so far and what kind of a person you are, what have you achieved, what have you failed. And there were a few questions which I did not know the answer to, and I politely said that I do not know, sir, and I will try to read up about it. And I think that also shows that you should be humble. You should be able to admit when you do not know something, and that you are willing to read up about it or learn about it, because it's not possible for a person to know everything about the world. And aduda admit tawbuda nangunda phatanaba kashu tawroiba, because they just want to get a sense of who you are. So it's very important to also be confident. I'm nervous even when I entered. I was really nervous, but they tried their best to put you in a feel safe. They make you feel comfortable. Adugi interviewers ne su yamna adum phana khanbi baneba. Of course, unless of course you're speaking lies, and you should not be too confrontational. Have the nanga interviewer gi opinion ga khenar akanda su. You should be polite. I think it's good to also stand your ground. Also have the nangna chumme khalagadi nangna logically explain tauba amachangeba. Why do you think your opinion is this way? Give facts, give analysis, give logical arguments, and they will be willing to listen to you. Aduga blatantly moigi against tangang banataba. But I think that's also a very important part of administration, I think, because you meet so many people. You meet politicians, you meet people from the grassroots, you meet your seniors, so you have to know how to juggle aduga mayam ga so yaba yanaba chatpa social oiba, but at the same time nasagi opinion, nasagi ground amaso whole tawba ngambase. I think that's very important, and I think these are the things which they are testing. In the interview, Peter Kandadi, I was not aware of all these things. I was just being myself, and I just spoke whatever, because I read a lot also, and I spoke about the books. I love writing, and I spoke about traveling. So all these things came very naturally to me. But later on, when I started analyzing what they actually wanted to know from me in the interview, and from discussing with a lot of other people who also give the interviews, I realized that they just want to know what kind of a person you are, and they just want to know how sincere you can be when you work. So I started Book Club Imphal mainly for my love for books, and also because I wanted to reach out to the youth. And the youth in Manipur, I feel that they are at a crossroads, because they have been offered a lot of avenues which are not always good, like such as you've mentioned drugs and alcohol, and Manipur is in such a position because akhoi golden triangle manak sulaibanina, we are very vulnerable to falling prey to such kind of bad habits, and especially youth is a very vulnerable position because that's when people are actually struggling to find meaning and purpose of their life, and a lot of people face failure also at this point. And adukanda, I think a lot of people to actually to cope up with mental illness or failures, they take to drugs and alcoholism. And I think in that way books actually can intervene, because that is it has actually been shown through research by scientists that books can actually act as therapy. World War One and World War Two gi ko adukanda soldiers myam adu civilians myam injured oiba mayam se adukanda this actually did this experiment where moi se larik pahala ga moi gi traumatic oiba experience myam do recover toba ngamme na utleba through books, because books actually give you an ability to channelize your emotions and your thoughts in a better way, in a more nuanced way. Instead of getting angry at the society, or instead of exploding within yourself or at the world around you, books enable you to focus and come to a position where you can channelize in a better way. So I feel that is the power of books, which I have seen in my life, and I think even studies have shown that it can actually help people recover from illnesses, recover from traumatic situations. So for I think the youth, this is an opportunity to actually think also beyond themselves, because akhoi ki life se yamna limited oiko. We can only be ourselves. We will never know how it is to be someone else. But through books, we can live many different lives. I can live as Harry Potter. I can live in Latin America. I can live in Africa. I can live in the 14th century. And I can learn about those lives. Aduga moi ki feelings tuga khoi gisu yamane nasu utpaneva. It shows that we're all very similar. We all are part of the human race, and we all need to help each other, be considerate of each other. Akhoi ki culture myam say different way ko world myam dagi all over the world there's so many diverse cultures, but our stories are so similar because they're all about belonging, they're all about family, they're all about finding love, finding purpose, and helping people. And I think books will actually help us know much more about the world and also become better people. So everyone, to all those watching this video and to all those who coming to this website, please do like, subscribe My Government Manipur. This is a wonderful initiative of the government of Manipur to reach out to people and to actually tell about the schemes and about the personalities in Manipur. So please do watch, get inspired, and please give your comments in this video. Thank you.